Okay, boxing fans, right now we're talking about a prospective match. This is still just a rumour, but this is the most likely scenario. Andre Ward making his comeback fight in, I think it was June, but we'll confirm that in a minute. When I get the story up in front of me. Andre Ward's making his comeback in Oakland, of course. Where else would he ever go? And the opponent is priceless. Andre Ward, you should have just retired. Apparently, he's either fighting Marco Antonio Periban, who got his shit pushed back in by James DeGale, or, and this is the best one ever, Paul Smith. Paul Smith, who just got bitch slapped by Arthur Abraham from one side of the ring to the other. A shot Arthur Abraham. Oh my Jesus. Oh God. Oh God. Someone talk to me. Paul, what do you think about this shit?
I'm lost for words if it happens. Paul Smith has got to be the luckiest and most undeserving world title challenger in recent memory. He did absolutely nothing to merit his two shots at Arthur Abraham. He got one shot because Arthur Abraham wanted an easy defence. He got his second shot because he just whined for months on end, and his fanboys whined over something absolutely ridiculous. Oh, the scorecards are too wide, blah, blah, blah. And now that he's just got absolutely dominated by Arthur Abraham, definitely once, arguably twice, you'd think he'd go back to British level now where he belongs. But if he ends up fighting Andre Ward, who is even better than Arthur Abraham, has a better belt than Arthur Abraham, it was it would absolutely defy belief. Boxing is in the gutter if this fight happens.
It's a joke, isn't it? Because you've got to say, boxing is like 100% the most green sport in the world because it literally recycles shit all the time. I mean, Paul Smith, he shouldn't. He should fight Rocky Fielding. There should be no talk about him facing the number one guy in the division, coming off a loss, two losses in fact, to bang average Arthur Abraham, who is shot. Who is shot. Whenever he fights a good fighter, he will lose. Paul Smith's not a good fighter. It's a joke, Rory. Come on, talk to me, man.
Yeah, I think Paul hit the nail on the head. Paul Smith is the luckiest man in boxing if this comes off. I mean, let's put it into perspective. No one thought he deserved the fight with Arthur Abraham. He didn't get one, but he got two. And considering he's come off back-to-back losses, that now merits another shot at a world title. I mean, don't get me wrong, call me an idiot, but, you know, a lot of two consecutive losses tends to not mean you're in the running for another shot. That as a general rule of thumb, I thought the logic would be, no, you've lost at world level twice, you're now not good enough for world level. I mean, the same goes for Marco Antonio Periban, but, you know, it's what's wrong with boxing, and it's too much to go into. But yeah, if that does happen, then shame on Andre Ward as well for offering it to such a shit opponent as well.
I know, yeah.
You know, it's this long-awaited
Getting
comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, he's hailed as, like, what, in some eyes, the number one pound for pound, or at least top two or three. And, you know, this boxing megastar has been out of the ring for absolutely ages. So his comeback is very much anticipated, very much waited on and speculated. And if he comes back with that bollocks, man, nah. If that's what he's going to feed us, it's bullshit.
I can think of a load of boxing groups and stuff like that, you know, and like people who worship the ground Andre Ward walks on, even though they've not seen him fight for like 2 years. So, you know, they're going off old shit. But if he comes back against Paul Smith, what is the point? You know, what's he gonna see in that fight? In fact, that's the one fight where I think Andre Ward will win via concussive knockout because Paul Smith's not got a good chin. You know what I mean? What's the point? Is there a point? There's no point. I mean, exactly. You said that you actually hit the nail on the head. Andre Ward should be ashamed of himself if he fights that fight. That's a joke.
I mean, another thing as well, just...
Let me just stop you there for a sec. He's calling out the likes of, well, anyone who's, you know, not a light heavyweight. He's called out all these like big name fighters, and he's fighting Paul Smith. Come on, man. Come on. It's about that. Go on.
I mean, what I was going to say, and I'll make it really quick, is that it shows how confident perhaps Andre Ward is, that he gives it the big uns and yet only takes a fight with a guy who's just been beaten twice by someone he's battered before. Maybe he's not as confident as we thought he would be. Yeah, just a thought.
Maybe, but honestly, it's a joke. I can't wait to see people defend that fight, because you know the people who love Andre Ward will defend that fight to the death. Those people who love Andre Ward, they don't buy his tickets or nothing, so they don't love him that much, but they can't wait to see him defend that fight and big up Paul Smith to the point where they're trying to say he is worthy of this type of title shot against the, well, what you can only say is the number one guy in the division, the lineal champion. I mean, this video has now gone 6 minutes. Do you think a fight with Paul Smith and Andre Ward could end by 9 minutes? 3 rounds, Paul?
Sadly not, no.
You think Andre Ward will take him, yeah?
Ward's not a puncher, is he? And let's just make this clear. This fight is not confirmed yet. It's just being spoke about. It's just being rumoured. But it's a fight that I can see happening because, A, as you said, Andre Ward only wants easy fights, and B, Paul Smith is the luckiest man in the world, and if he fell down a hole, he'd come up with a gold watch.
Yeah, it's true. And Eddie Hearn likes sending his guys here, there and everywhere to get bitch slapped. That's 3. So, yeah. I mean, what do you think, Rory? Do you think Andre Ward could finish him in 3 rounds?
No. I mean, the one decent thing about Paul Smith, if you can say anything, is at least he has an okay-ish chin.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He got,
well, I mean, against someone like Ward,
by James DeGale, stopped. He got chinned massively by George Groves. He himself is, what's the word? If you say to...
Well, Ward's not a puncher, is he?
No, he's not. That's the only thing, is which is worse, Paul Smith's chin or Andre Ward's punch power.
I mean, I know...
You now, I would bet my life savings on Andre Ward knocking him out.
I mean, I know Paul mentioned a possible third opponent.
No, we've worked it out. It's not.
It's not, yeah.
It's not, because they fight in May,
No.
If the fight's in June, is that right, Paul?
Andre Ward has confirmed his next fight will be on June 20th.
Yeah,
against
no way, because they fight May 9th.
We could dream. We dream. We thought it'd be someone good.
Unfortunately not, I'm afraid. Please, Mikhail Kessler, come out of retirement and just show yourself up in front of Andre Ward again. Save us from Paul Smith. That's all we're going to say on this fight. Have you got anything else to say on it? Does anyone else want to round it up? Or
if Andre Ward does accept this fight, if this fight's made, then he is an embarrassment. He's a joke, and I don't want to hear anyone stick up for him ever again.
I know, yeah. Well, here's another thing I want to say. Imagine if he doesn't impress. Imagine if he doesn't... See, this is a lose-lose fight. I just want to end on this for everyone, because anyone who knows Paul Smith as a fighter and knows what he's about must think that Andre Ward should chin him and dominate. Not only dominate him, but dominate him and chin him. There's no upside for Andre Ward in this fight. If he doesn't chin him, people will be like, hey, up. You know what I mean? He ain't going to knock out Golovkin, or he ain't going to knock out Kovalev, or he ain't going to do this or that, because he couldn't get rid of him. And I mean, he is fragile, and he is domestic level. And if he does demolish him, Paul Smith, so what? You're supposed to? He's domestic level and he's fragile. It's a lose-lose fight. He shouldn't take this fight. Please don't take this fight, Andre. It's just not worth the hassle. You know what I mean? And if he does, it's an embarrassment. I can't wait to hear people big up Paul Smith and embarrass themselves doing it. Because even on the platform that we're using, YouTube, there'll be so many embarrassing themselves, bigging up both Paul Smith and Andre Ward in that whole fight. It'll be an embarrassment to listen to. I can't wait. I mean, I'm actually looking forward just to listening to it. So a part of me actually wants this fight to happen just to hear the embarrassment of people. So We're gonna leave it there. We've gone on too long. The fight will be over by then.